What's good, guys? So today we're gonna go over 5 mistakes that you guys make while trying to perform an uppercut. So we're gonna jump right into this video. Welcome to the ReggieBFitness. Like that? Yeah, good. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Reggie B. So today we're gonna go over the fundamentals on how to perform the uppercut. When you're looking to put power into your shots, the hook and the uppercut are really important shots when trying to hurt and put damage onto your opponent. But today, I'm gonna show you a lot of mistakes that a lot of you guys make while performing that uppercut. So I'm gonna fix them so the next time you're in the ring or you're hitting the heavy bag, you're throwing it the correct way. So when you do throw it, you're putting damage to your opponent. So guys, we're gonna jump right into this video. You guys ready? Let's get it. Mistake number 1, throwing the uppercut when it's not wanted. What I mean by this is when you're fighting an opponent and you have your hands up. The biggest mistake that a lot of people make, that they're throwing the uppercut when it's not an opening. The uppercut is not a shot you just throw all the time, like how you'll just throw a jab whenever you feel like it. You're not just gonna automatically be like, oh man, I'm gonna throw an uppercut. I'm gonna throw an uppercut. Okay, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna throw an uppercut. No. So the biggest mistake that I need you guys to fix and pay attention to, don't throw the uppercut all the time. Throw it when you're nice and close, so you're right here with the opponent, so when you throw up, you're knocking their head backwards. Mistake number 2, throwing the uppercut from too far. So when you're throwing the uppercut, like I said in mistake number 1, you want to stay nice and close. You don't want to throw too far. Why? Because if I'm here and I go for an uppercut, look how all this opening is. That's too many shots for the opponent to attack you from the body and to the head. So when you're throwing uppercuts, you want to stay nice and close, because if I'm throwing here, you see the uppercut, there's not too many shots. I'm still nice and close. I'm still tense. Rather for me being here, my jaw is wide open. That can get you knocked out. So guys, don't throw it too far. Not saying that throwing it too far is the bad way, but if you're a beginner and you're not really advanced, you can't pull it off sometimes, because you'll see some boxers, they're here, they'll throw a jab, and then they'll throw somewhat of a jab uppercut. If I'm, boom. That's only if you're advanced. So for beginners, stay close. Mistake number 3, not throwing the uppercut straight up the middle. So when you're fighting an opponent, their hands are gonna be up. So a lot of times when I'm throwing jabs, I'm throwing hooks, I'm throwing body shots, let's just say if they're on point with blocking, right? So if they're here, that uppercut is when you're supposed to be nice and close. You wanna throw it straight up the middle, because if I'm throwing it straight up the middle and their hands are here, it's going right through their block. That's how you're gonna attack them. But a lot of guys, you'll notice they're throwing it from angles. So if I'm here with my hands up and you throw a hook from the angle, right? It's gonna hit my hand. So which will look like this. You'll see sometimes. You see here? I'm in an angle. I'm throwing here, I'm throwing in an angle. When you wanna be nice and close, straight up the middle, so if the person's hands are like this, you can break right through their block. Bam. See how I go here? Boom, right up the middle, so it's breaking right through their block, hitting their chin, knocking their head back, which would then lead you up to a hook or circle around them, straight right, whatever the case may be. But you always want to stay right in the center to break through their block. Mistake number 4, not bending your knees and turning into those uppercuts. So remember, when throwing the uppercut, that's your power shot. So if you're not generating that energy when you're bending your knees and turning into those punches, when you make contact, it's not gonna be as effective as you would want it to. Just like how you're throwing the hook. So if I'm just throwing it with my arm, that's not gonna really knock the person out. If I'm throwing an uppercut, I'm just using arm and just doing this. As a lot of times you'll see guys do, they'll throw a jab and they'll hook here and they're just throwing arms. You see how I threw my arm without just bam, and then I turn into it. You see how I bend my knees and I'm turning into my punch? Bam, I'm turning, bam. That's how you want to make contact with your uppercuts. You want to always bend those knees and turn into your punch. So you're using that momentum to hit that opponent as hard as you're able to. Don't just use arms. Keep your body as tight as possible when you're making contact so it puts as much damage as possible. Mistake number 5, throwing your uppercut to tall opponents. Keep in mind, when throwing that uppercut, it should be in close quarter. So when the person is almost head to head with you or shoulder to shoulder, as you're throwing that uppercut, they're not able to see it. So I'm throwing it and I'm knocking their head back. But if I'm fighting a tall opponent, that uppercut is losing that energy and that power by the time it gets up here. So you don't want to just throw your uppercut anytime you want to, especially the tall fighters. Wait for the tall fighter to come down to your level is when you throw those uppercuts. But if the guy doesn't come down, then I guess you're not going to throw the uppercut. You're just going to throw jabs, throw body shots, stuff like that. So stay away from throwing that uppercut, especially for tall fighters if they're not coming down to your level. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed my video. All these tips, put them the next time you go to a boxing gym. You want to focus on every single mistake so you're not making those mistakes the next time you're fighting an opponent or you're hitting the heavy bag. Remember, when you're fighting or you have your hands up, always turn into your punches, throw your jabs, especially when you're throwing those uppercuts, you want to really turn, bend those knees, and throw right straight up the middle. So when you make that damage, it is as hard as possible to your opponent. So guys, remember, don't forget, hit that notification button so you know my next video comes out. It's your boy Reggie B. Like my video, subscribe to my video so your boy can be back. And if you do that, I'll be real proud of you. Metamorphosis complete.